Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter.
Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another episode of the Now Review. And for this instalment we're going to be taking a look at an album which is a nice genre that I quite enjoy, but one that has mixed track listings. It is now, that's what I call, R&B. So taking a look, R&B, for anyone who doesn't know, stands for Rhythm and Blues, and that I found that in music in general, what classed as an R&B song nowadays is quite loose. The category is quite loosely termed, but anyway, let's have a look at the cover first. You've got a lot of skyscrapers, city skylines, and the title's placed on like a rotating podium thing. Here's the spine, nice blue with the trimmings of the background, shall we say, and of course the track listing itself. Now interestingly, CD1, as we scroll down here, a lot of the songs, as you can see, are actually older songs, the songs from the 90s and the early 2000s, you know, like TLC, Destiny's Child, Montel Jordan, Kellis, Missy Elliott, all that sort of stuff there. So, and it's often that, you know, if a Now spin-off's going to have classic songs, they tend to put them on CD2 or CD3, sometimes labelling it as the classics, but it's nice to see that the classics actually take the lead with this one, because in CD2, as you'll see here, you get more modern songs, songs from the past, I don't know, a couple of years. This album did come out in 2017, so there are a lot of modern songs here that you will probably recognise, like John Legend's All of Me, for example. And finally, CD3 does contain more of the modern songs as well, including, well, actually, I'll take that back, there's a mix. You've got things like Oh Me and Pharrell Williams, but then you got things like classic Whitney Houston, or, okay, more modern song. This is more modern with a bit of layering of classic in it. And just a disclaimer, if you can hear any noise in the background, there are builders on my street doing some more construction, so I apologise for the background noise. As I said, this album did come out in 2017, and something above me just slipped, never mind. But yeah, my problem with this track listing is not necessarily that the classics lead, I actually quite enjoyed that aspect, but I think it's that what is classed here as an R&B song is very, very loose. Like, for example, Oh Me's Cheerleader, the remix version, I wouldn't class that as R&B necessarily. Exactly the same with the Little Mix and Jason Derulo with Secret Love Song. I don't really class that as R&B either. Don't Mind, things like that. Do you know what I mean? It's very loose now. It seems like we're getting a lot of pop and dancey sort of songs in there as well. But before I natter more about the track list, we're going to have a look on the inside. So here is the cover here, which is like these skyscraper buildings. Again, just a nice shot of that. Follow Now Music on all of their social media accounts. I personally follow Now on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I don't have Snapchat, but they are very useful to know when albums are coming out. So yeah, I'd recommend doing that. Here's disc 1, which has the title at the top as usual, disc 1 at the side, and just an outline of the city skyline. Blue and yellow, it's the IKEA combination. Works well for IKEA, not necessarily for this disc. CD2 goes for an even more uglier colour scheme, with a sort of teal or cyan against yellow, and then teal or cyan against a dark blue. I don't know what it is, this just really isn't appealing to me. They're not really appealing colours to look at, and as such they don't make for very nice looking discs. So what else is there to say about Now R&B? Well, one thing to note is this is the most up-to-date version of Now R&B. There was a version that came out some years ago under the same title, obviously had a different track list back then. I do not own that currently, so I can't really tell you if I prefer that version or if this version is a superior one, but nevertheless, this is the version you can still get in the shops. It is still available in places like HMV. It's now in their 2 for £15 range, so £9 if you want to buy it on its own. So I'd say if you can find at least 9 songs, you know, £1 a piece, then your money's worth is there. But as I said, the glaring problem for me with this track list is things are debatably R&B, and as I say, R&B as a term now seems to be loosely thrown about. It seems a lot of things do come under R&B when you think about it. And I mean, you could argue it is all subjective, and if you look at this track list and think, yeah, this meets my criteria, or you just like the songs, then you're going to buy it, because let's face it, if you just see a CD with the tracks that you want, you may not necessarily care that the subtitle is R&B. So, I mean, my recommendation, if you like classic songs from the 90s, early 2000s, if you like a lot of modern songs as well, you aren't going to go wrong with this album necessarily. It's just that there will be a lot of overlap on other modern Now spin-offs and even some of the mainline Nows that are numbered. Where did I pick this up from? I got this from a CEX store for £3. I was very lucky. I don't know if they're like that everywhere, because this album is still newish. It's only a year or so old. So yeah, second-hand shops, or as I said, HMV if you're aiming to buy it new. But that is just about all for this instalment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. But thank you very much anyway. Please check out the other videos on the channel. Please like this video, comment on it, your thoughts, subscribe. And until the next one, I will see you guys next time.
Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Jen Samantha Pringle, Kelly is Live, Tracy Smith, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry Holt, The Welsh Lady, Bruce Danton, The Broken Kitsumanoid, and Cooking at Nans and DIY, our AMTV staff members.